Reliance on technology. We have never been so reliant on technology, or indeed so interconnected, and are therefore more vulnerable to cyber attack than ever before. This applies to all sectors and all parts of the supply chain. Everything these days is now totally digitized, from manufacturing to logistics and shipping through to distribution and retail. The whole process has become in effect a software operation in all but name. We are therefore all at risk. Increasing threat and cost. We are seeing an exponential rise in cybercrime in general and ransomware in particular. Not only are threats becoming more numerous, but they are also increasing in sophistication and in cost, both the amount demanded in cyber extortion payments and the cost of everything from insurance and prevention to remediation. All are constantly increasing. The threats and costs are therefore increasing exponentially over time. Problems addressing risk and exposure. No organization is 100% safe from cybercrime. In recent months, even Microsoft and the US government have been victims of cybercrime. Consequently, cyber insurance is not only becoming more expensive, but ever more conditions and limits are being introduced on cover. For example, sublimits now cap cover for cyber extortion payments at a fraction of the average demand. Nobody is therefore either safe or fully insured these days. Geopolitical risk from state actors. A growing number of cyber or ransomware gangs are either state-sponsored or acting at the behest of antagonistic governments. Indeed, Lloyd's of London has recently introduced measures that exclude cyber insurance cover for what it deems as catastrophic state-backed cyber attacks. And unfortunately, attackers are often state actors with almost unlimited resources. Need to test preparedness. Any organization that holds the personal information of even one EU citizen is subject to GDPR, which mandates not only data protection and cybersecurity, but also the regular assessment and testing of systems and processes. Therefore, testing your preparedness is not only prudent, but is actually compulsory nowadays. To help organizations prepare, we are developing some fully immersive maritime cyber incident simulations. The first of these is a scenario involving a fictitious port operator called Portco. Here is one of the mock news reports from this simulation.
Hi, Bill Mew here, bringing you the latest on the Portco incident. It appears that costs are mounting following the hack on the port, and questions are being asked about whether the cyber insurance that the port had will be adequate. Will it cover the costs that the port has itself? Will it cover any of the costs for its suppliers and partners? And moreover, will any of the wider costs to the economy and the systemic impact be covered in any way at all? We ask, who's going to pay? Two incidents about 3 years apart have shown exactly how vulnerable we are to incidents involving the world's largest container ship. First of all, the Ever Given blocked the Suez Canal for a period, impacting world trade. Then, the Dali struck a support for a bridge in Baltimore Harbor, collapsing the bridge, blocking the harbor, and also causing significant disruption to trade. While both of these incidents were terrible accidents, researchers at the Cybership Lab at Plymouth University in the UK have shown that there could be far more concerning incidents that could be caused by malicious actors. These ships are controlled, their steerage, their navigation, and all of their control systems via complex computer systems. These computer systems are potentially vulnerable to hackers. If hackers were to take control of a ship at its most vulnerable point, either leaving or entering harbour, then a simulation from the Cybership Lab has shown that a ship could be taken sideways across a harbour, blocking it entirely. In one of their simulations, they showed that a ship of this size could be driven into the mudbanks in New York Harbor, totally blocking the harbor. And we've already seen an incident when a major port operator, DP World, was hacked, and 4 of its ports in Australia, Sydney, Canberra, Melbourne and Fremantle, were all taken out of action, with a major build-up of containers, which brought to a halt something like 40% of all imports and exports from Australia. With all of these incidents, the Ever Given one, the Dali one, and the DP World hack, we have seen costs mounting to billions of dollars with considerable systemic impact on the wider economy. Shipping companies typically have a large amount of insurance cover for their ships in case there are oil spills or collisions at sea or other such incidents. However, neither port operators or shipping companies have anything like the same amount of insurance for cyber incidents. On top of this, Lloyd's of London have said that they will no longer cover acts that they deem to have been catastrophic incidents caused by state-backed actors. This means that in the event of such an incident, there could be no cover at all.